James Crawford, as always, thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate it. I know the punters appreciate it. We'll chat about your runners on Saturday at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. And you start in race 3. Let's go with number 12, Starting Point first. The daughter of Gimme the Green Light. Fair debut over 1,000 meters. The extra 200 going to help her?
Yeah, definitely, Brandon. You know, I always thought she was going to be in need of that kind of debut run. Definitely think she'll appreciate the step up in trip, but in saying that, I do think that she maybe just might need one more. I think she'll run a much fairer race. Could maybe get into your quartets.
All right, and then 14, Lady Banks, the daughter of Lance. That was a much better run last time out. She was only beaten 5 lengths by Gimme Another Viking.
Yeah, you know, it was a much better run. She looked like she was going to be a bit out of the race at one point, but then actually started finishing a race off really well. I do think this is a filly that's progressively going to be looking for a bit further. I naturally do think that she'll be a bit sharper and a bit more race tuned up for the day, but definitely think she'll be looking for further.
I've left maybe the best for last. In race 3, you've got the first timer, number 2, Who Is She, the daughter of Awam. Out of the elusive Fort May, elusive Butterfly. Louis Mkotwa gets the ride. Is she showing you anything back at home?
She hasn't really shown us much back at home, Brandon. You know, she's just looked after herself. Even in the gallop, she hasn't really done much. So for me, it's just a learning experience just for her to come see the course and get a good debut, and we can take it from there.
Great. Let's go to race number 4, where I think you're quite competitive. Let's start with number 2, Strawberry Thief. Richard Free obviously needs to stick to his contractual agreement with Ridgemont. She won a good race last time out. I know she can take a tricky ride, but Richard knows her well. Yeah,
Richard knows her very well. She can take a little bit of a tricky ride. She is a very clever filly, but she's in fine fettle back at home. I definitely think she'll make her presence felt. I definitely think she can get into the first 3.
Now, a horse that I've been waiting for, and I'm hoping you can give us the confidence, Mfula. He looks teed up to run a cracker.
Yeah, you know, Brandon, naturally the miles were just stepping stones for him coming to bigger things later on in the season. He's doing very, very well back at home. You know, he's in fine fettle. I think he'll go just about close to win.
Super. All right, so there we go. A bit of confidence with Mfula, and I think he'll be a decent price. Race number 7. You have some nice horses. Fox on the Run pulls a draw. You've made no secret you think quite a bit of him. He now takes on the bigger league. How's he doing back at home? Has he taken that last run well?
He's very well back at home, Brandon. You know, he's just a tough, gutsy horse. You know, he shrugs off every run like it was nothing. He's in really, really good shape back at home. I think obviously it's a big step up now to see how good he actually is. But, you know, on his work and well-being, I don't see why there's no reason he can't run a good race.
He had no right to win last time, James. I mean, if punters can, they go and watch the replay. At an awkward time in the race when he was just about to build up into that big action, he got cleaned out completely.
Yeah, it was a very gutsy win, Brandon. You know, like you say, he was building up, he was finding his momentum. Unfortunately, he found a bit of interference at a clinical point in the race, but, you know, Richard regathered him, got him through a nice gap and actually ended up winning and winning well. So I thought it was a very gutsy win against very hard-knocking horses in the race. So, yeah, I think he's full of ability, and I think you'll see some fun out of him this Cape Summer season.
Awesome. Then Star Major, I know you've been waiting. You've been chomping at the bit to get him over some sort of ground. You didn't pull a draw, unfortunately, but he's a classy horse. I'm sure you'll settle just behind him and he'll be running on well enough.
Yeah, he's a very classy individual, Brandon. I think he naturally is actually going to be looking for further than a mile in due time. You know, he's only actually had the one run over ground in the 1400 where he won on the winter course. He's in fine fettle back at home. He's taken his last run really well. I think we've got him right now for the right kind of time of the year. I do think he's maybe a little bit underdone. I think he'll be spot on after this run. But in saying that he is a classy individual, I definitely think he'll run a good race.
Let's go to the last of your runners, James. Race 8, number 3, Raven Black. He's probably just needed his first 2 comeback runs. A smart horse, got lots of ability.
Yeah, listen, he was very unlucky in his last start. He came out the pens quite sluggish. At a point in the race, he actually looked like he was going to move up and quicken through the field, which to his credit he did. But obviously, you know, he had quite a lot to do coming from the back. So I think now 3rd run after rest, he'll be tip-top. You know, he's getting a lot of weight and he's not carrying a lot on his back. So I definitely think he'll run a very good race on it.
If you don't mind me asking, James, for backers out there, if you're coming to the course on Saturday and you're hoping for a winner, who's your best?
It's tough to say, Brandon. I think I'd probably say between Mfula and Strawberry, and then, you know, obviously the features is Healthy Respect for big horses.
James, we always appreciate your time. Thank you.
No, thank you.